Hey guys, welcome in. It is Brad with College SportsCast. I'm doing this by myself, so bear with me tonight for just a few minutes here. I am going to try and get some people on. So, so bear with me for just a minute as I do that. So I'm here to do the post-game show for Kentucky and Vanderbilt. The football game that ended about a half hour ago wasn't a good game, but I'm here to do the post game show anyway. So trying to share this a few places real quick, and then I will get started. Give me just a few. Try to get a few people on with me tonight. Try to get a few people on with me tonight. See, you can even hear me. So let a few people know that I am even doing this and that I'm on. All right. So I've got it shared a few times anyway. Trying to let a few people that come on know that I'm even doing this. Okay. I at least let a few people on know about it. So it's just me. Mike is here. All right, Mike, if you don't mind sharing this, that way I can get a few people on. I usually have other people that kind of help me do the sharing and stuff of all this, and with me doing it by myself. So Hammonds is skipping out on me, which I'm a little PO'd about as well. So if you guys, Josh is on with me. All right. So, yeah, Mike, um, Kentucky football is a complete dumpster fire, no discipline. Um, yeah, yeah, I agree. Jeremy, what's up, Jeremy? Glad you guys are on with me. So, Kentucky football it's just an up and down roller coaster. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's they play undisciplined and uninspired at home. That's what makes me mad. Um, I can't figure out why this team looks and plays so different away from what is now called Kroger Field. And I believe that you go back and look, I mean, since the renaming of Commonwealth Stadium as Kroger Field, I mean, we just haven't played well. I mean, we haven't looked good. I will go ahead and put this up on the screen for you guys. Kentucky is 2-10 in their last 12 home SEC games. That is enough games for 3 seasons. In 2021, we beat Florida and LSU in back-to-back weeks at home and wound up with 10 wins with the bowl game, had a great year. We lost the last game at home against Tennessee, the SEC game that year, and that's the first one in this streak. And this year, we went 1-3 last year. We went 1-3 in 2022 and lost the last home game in 2021. We are 2-10 in our last 12. They play uninspired. With no fire. They play undisciplined. And it is just unacceptable. Yeah, Kentucky is 2-10 in the last 12 SEC home games. Joker Phillips was 4-8 in his 12 SEC home games as head coach. Since Stoop has been at Kentucky, he's 5-10 after a bye week. This is all from Jeremy. I mean, it's just sad. And I don't have any highlights. I don't even think there was any highlights. So I just wanted to kind of get on here and let some fans get on with me and try to vent and, a little bit here. But I will go through the game a little bit. So we got the ball first and we were driving twice side, not the red zone, but we got inside where our kicker, since we have a good kicker, we got inside to where we were able to score twice on the opening drive. And both times, the first time we did it, we got a holding call and took us back. Then the second time we did it, Dane Key catches a pass and then sticks the ball in the receiver's face and gets an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for no reason whatsoever. And we go back 15 yards, pushes us out. We have to punt the damn ball. We pinned them at the 3. They have a 97-yard drive to score on their first drive. It's 7-0. We are just way too many. With halfway through the second quarter, we had 6 penalties. I don't know where we wind up. We had a whole bunch. LSU beat Ole Miss in OT. Jeremy says. I turned it off with a minute to go. Minute and 2 seconds to be exact. I just shut the damn thing off, and I ain't been on. I just, Kentucky does score. I think on their second drive, tied the game 7-7. Third drive, we get inside where we could score some points as well. We get inside the 35, 40, 35-yard line and have a chance. We fumble. I'm pretty sure. I think that was a fumble. All right. Then we drive the ball all the way down to the half-yard line. Penalty. Here's a false start. Here's a penalty. Backs us up. Dumb play calls after that. Absolutely dumb play calls after that. And then Will decides to fumble what should be a chip shot field goal, especially for our kicker. We lose 3 points there. We get nothing out of that drive. That is 3 out of 4 drives that we should have had points on, including at least 1 touchdown at the very least, and got 0 points, nothing. Then at the end, when we finally did score a damn touchdown again, I'll be damned if Wilson Berry doesn't fumble the snap, the hold again. I mean, we shouldn't even have needed. Like, I'm so tired of watching us play undisciplined, play uninspired, don't even prepare or care when we play at home. The stadium is packed. The fans are there. I saw pictures of the stadium. The stadium's packed. You're right, Kevin. UK football does look very undisciplined. It's not a look, they are. Jared Murphy, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like, we don't really unleash him. We bring Wimsett in and out all through the game, which is ignorant to me. I mean, you got to put a stay in that. That's just. I mean, if you're going to bring in a guy like Vandergrift, give him the damn reins. I don't understand that at all. Period. And I won't accept that. That's just asinine to me, to be honest with you. And Mike, Wilson Berry, I swear to you, I would revoke his scholarship, man. He's a 5th year, 6th year guy anyway. He's already graduated. We paid him enough. And to do what he did tonight, I can tell you one thing for damn sure. He wouldn't be back out there. There's no chance. That unsportsmanlike conduct penalty when we were at the, 28-yard line, he caught a pass. I think we were 1 yard. It should have been like 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2, and we wind up being 3rd and 17. I mean, it was just asinine. I mean, there is no excuse for that. None. I don't give a crap how many yards he had. I don't give a crap that he caught a touchdown. I don't care about any of that shit. You cannot do that. And get away with it and be okay with it. Marquise Cox, how many holding penalties did you have tonight? 3, 4? I don't know. I lost count. 2 key ones on the last drive. I'm pretty sure he might have been the one that jumped off sides at the half-yard line as well. I mean, offense. Let's talk about offense for a minute. Again, I'm going to say this. I said it 2 weeks ago. No. 2 weeks ago, Durham Field, and we got to win. 2 weeks ago at Ole Miss and looked like an inspired team and prepared and ready to play. But whenever we come back home, I don't like the whole run. It interrupts the whole flow. It interrupts the play calling. I think it's a terrible thing. I never wanted him to be. I mean, I never wanted him to even be in the conversation, to be honest with you, of playing. Not this year. I don't agree with it. I think it's messed up. I think it messes up Bush Hamden. I think it messes up the play calls. I think it messes up the flow of the offense. I think it's stupid, just absolutely stupid. John, only way I can do that is hopefully this won't take it off, and I'll still be here because Hammonds wants me to send him an invite. Well, thought he wasn't going to be here. Okay. I think I did. I mean, I just don't understand. I really don't. I don't understand. I think it hurts the entire flow of everything. Coleman went to the game tonight, Mike. So that's the reason why Coleman is not with me tonight. Normally, Coleman does these, and I'm on his show most of the time. But Coleman went to the game tonight and was at the game. I think the rest of the season, Coleman will be with me. And I don't think he's going to a game again. So I don't believe so. All right. It looks like I got John on here with me now. So
they don't want to know what I think tonight.
I haven't said that.
You don't know what said that.
I mean, any coach that can go to Mississippi and beat a number 6 ranked team on the road, I just don't understand what in the hell the difference is when we come back home. You tell me, like, we are daylight and dark. I don't understand it. I mean, it's just, if he can go do that, I don't understand why he can't harness that shit and do it at home. There is no way that a team that can go on the road and beat Ole Miss should lose at home to South Carolina and Vandy. And listen, I am not sitting here and I am not telling you guys that I think South Carolina and Vandy is trash. They're decent teams. But if you want to be somebody in this conference, you have, and you certainly can't let the bottom half of the teams come into your house and punk you for 2-10 at home. Vandy's got 2 wins against us at home. South Carolina's got 2 wins against us at home. It is absurd. I mean, I just can't fathom why you can't harness that and bring it to the field for your sellout crowd and your fans. I don't know about you guys, but go look at the pictures of the stadium. Even in the top corners, it's crowded. And I just don't understand it, man. Not at all.
You know what really bothers me?
Yes.
more than-
Congratulations to Oregon. Oregon.
You know what really bothers me more than anything, though, Brad?
Oregon beat Ohio State tonight. So
is they're 2-9 in the 11 SEC home games before Vanderbilt.
No, they're 2-10.
What I mean in the 11 SEC home games before Vanderbilt's what I'm saying. They're 2-9, but they're 2-10 is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fan support is not the issue. Crowds have been good during that stretch. Big Blue Nation, they managed to, they pulled out a blackout for Vanderbilt that wasn't really announced until Thursday. I mean, you got to improve the home performance. There is no way, there's no easier way to kill fan support than posting disappointing losses at home. Losing to Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee can be excused, but the recent stretch of home futility against South Carolina and Vanderbilt is inexcusable. Like, we're paying Vince Marrow and Mark Stoops high dollars to put that product on the field. Mark Stoops is getting paid $9 million a year for that.
But here's the deal, John. They go to Ole Miss, but wait a second. They go to Ole Miss and prove to everybody that they can do it. That's what pisses me off. Why on earth can't they bring that to? That's what pisses me off.
And I'm going to tell you another thing that really grinds my gears. And I don't know if you've been in on this, or you've seen it in certain games, but Bush Hamda is terrible. And I ain't afraid to say it right here. Like, what are you doing? What kind of play calling are you doing in the red zone? Like, a guy that's been fired from every job that he's took or left, we hire a bunch of retreads, and we hope to have the same thing to happen and change. And Eddie Gran was at Cincinnati, okay? Cincinnati was putting up numbers like 30 points a game, okay? You get Bush Hamda. He's putting up big numbers at Boise. And I've said this from the beginning. This is Stoops.
You go look at his numbers from Boise.
This is Stoops. Stoops, I don't care what any fan says. Stoops has his hands in the play column. And everybody wants to say, oh, no, it's the OC. He's not really that great. No. Stoops wants to control the game, control the run game, and play defense. We're playing offense like it's the 1940s and got a top 10 defense, and we're playing offense like we're in the 50s and the 40s. Now, you explain that to me. And you see Eddie Gran and you see Bush Hamda and you see all these coaches have all this success at these other schools, but when they come to Kentucky, it's not even the same. The play calling's not the same. The coaching's not the same. They don't get the ball to the playmakers. Barry and Brown hardly ever gets any touches, which tonight he got a few. Dane Key had some in the Ole Miss game and had a few tonight. But it all boils down to Stoops. And I'm going to
I
just
don't
say
know.
this,
Maybe
Jared.
y'all can maybe y'all can find him. Wait a second. Maybe y'all can find him, but where in the hell has Jamori Macklin been?
That's what I'm saying. There's no.
Have you guys seen him lately? Because he's MIA.
And I'm not even going to get started on
I'm
Brock
just saying.
Brock Vanderdrift is not a 5-star. I don't care what anybody says. When you stand in the pocket, I watched this game.
Well, you can't say that a minute ago.
When he stands in the pocket for
So I mean,
4,
he
5
was a
minutes,
5-star.
it seems like he holds the ball too long. He don't release the ball. He stands around the pocket. He runs out of the pocket, can't get, and everybody wants to blame the offensive line, but some of that's on the quarterback. Some of that's on the quarterback for not making reads, not getting the ball out quick enough. I mean, you can't stand in the pocket and be a statue every single game, because in the SEC, you're going to get your head knocked off. I'm not disagreeing, Jared, but what I was trying to get at was the fact that every time an OC comes to Kentucky, they're not the same OC that they was where they was at before. Eddie Grant. Everybody wanted to blame Eddie Grant. Well, Eddie Grant had a high-powered offense at Cincinnati, and he come to Kentucky, and we was a slink in the mud. Now you can't tell me that Stoops don't have his hand in the play call. I wasn't born yesterday. I can just tell you. That's my 2 cents on it.
I mean, all of that, to be honest with you, is I mean, we're at year 12. So I mean, and that's what I say. We've seen this episode 1,000 times. But what I don't like, John, about what they're doing on this offense and out, it messes up the flow, it messes up the play call. I can't stand that shit. That's for the birds. It messes up drives, it messes up play calls, it messes up situations. It is like I don't even understand what in the hell they are doing. There is no quarterback alive that has ever really been able to be a good quarterback and be solid when somebody else is switching in and out. Go find them, because I don't remember ever seeing it.
I'm going to tell you this.
That's never worked. I have never seen a quarterback play well.
And I'm about done with transfer quarterbacks. Pardon me. I'm about done with it. How are you going to develop anybody when you keep going to the portal for a quarterback every year, and every year we get a quarterback, and it seems like it's the same thing, which now, to be fair, Will Levis was pretty decent. You put Will Levis with this group of receivers, and I think you got something. But other than Will Levis, it's been absolutely dog pooter. It's been horrible. I wasn't a fan of Terry Wilson.
Well,
I wasn't a fan of
Terry Wilson. Terry Wilson was pretty good. I mean, he was 17-9 as a starter or something.
Yeah, but
come on now.
Yeah, but
don't me. Terry Wilson was 17-9 as a starter.
Yeah, but he beat a bunch of SEC schools that was down. Beat Missouri when they was down.
I don't give a shit who he was beating. What we should be beating these schools. SEC schools that you're not doing right now. I don't want to hear that shit, because a guy like that, who, if it was against the weaker schools, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but the SEC as a whole got
what
better.
we're not doing.
And we've got worse.
I mean, give me a quarterback that can go 17-9 at Kentucky again. Because I'll promise you right now, I'll take it. Because the last 2 years, 3 if you count the year Levis was hurt in 2022, we sure as shit ain't getting that.
No.
I can promise you.
I'm going to tell you.
And these coordinators, you guys are talking about the coordinators. I'll tell you what I'm tired of. I'm tired of the
You broke up a little bit.
revolving door. That's what I'm tired of. We can't.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's a revolving door every single year and every other year. There's no, there's no stability. There's no consistency. Stoops has that one big game. He wins. He takes care of business, and then he drops a turd like he did tonight. That's not consistency, man. And fans,
you're going to lose. Second. Let's not talk just about. Let's not talk just about the players and the offense and the offensive play calls and all that. Let's talk about the stupidity that this team continues to show with, penalty on a drive, on, holding calls, jumping off sides and false starts. And I mean, Wilson Berry can't catch a darn snap. I mean, there's so many things that happens inside of this game. I mean, to be quite honest with you guys, as bad as we played, we lost 20-13, and we had 4 drives where we should have scored points and got nothing. As bad as we played, if we just kicked field goals every time, we win 25-20. We don't even have to get the damn ball in the end zone. But unfortunately, we have drive-killing penalties that are just stupid.
There's no discipline on this team. You had
the quarterback. You can talk about all that shit. But the truth is, if they just played disciplined ball, we win this. Jump on him because it was a good hit.
Well, and you had early in the game, you had Dan Key toss the ball at one of the Vandy players. That's on Stoops.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says.
That's what I'm talking
about. Preparation. Quit trying. And then what got me was towards the end of the game.
That's not even preparation, man. That's smart. I mean, you just don't do that. That's just dumbness is what that is.
Well, I'm going to say this. If this offense continues to play like it has, Florida will whip us in Gainesville next week. They'll wear us out. You cannot play offense like this. Even in the Ole Miss game, even though we had some of those big plays, the offense was terrible until that big play. Now, we had a few plays here and there that we made, but this offense is not it's bland, it's boring. There's no imagination. Even Vanderbilt has imagination. They run a veer. I mean, it's boring, but at least they make it exciting and a stylish game to play. Like, what are we doing out there? Like, there's no.
I don't think Vanderbilt. I'm gonna be honest with you, John. I don't think Vanderbilt plays any better offense than what we do. I think we shoot ourselves in the foot 9 times out of 10. Like I said, we had 4 scores.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying some of the things that they do. They run.
I mean, and win ball games.
I just think they run a lot of motion stuff. They try to get the ball to their good players. We don't even get the ball to Macklin, and he was one of the top transfer portal gets in the portal, and we don't even get him the ball.
Somebody should try to go find him because I mean, as far as I know, he hadn't had a catch since the first game.
I'm gonna say this, and I'll probably
second guess. The last 2 or 3 games, John. The last 2 or 3 games, I don't even think Macklin has been targeted. I think he has 0 targets.
I'm probably going to get railroaded for this one, but that's all right. If Florida beats us next week, I'd bench Vanderbilt. I put Gavin Wimsatt in and let him go and see what happens. Because Vanderbilt ain't going to get no better.
Why? See, I just don't agree with because why?
He is who he is. He's just not a great quarterback.
Wimsatt is not the future of this team. If you're going to put a quarterback in, you put Cutter Boley in. That's who you put in. Plain and simple. I don't understand the whole Gavin Wimsatt thing at all.
I just know that the fan support is on my support. You beat Ole Miss, and then you come home and you lose to Vandy, which, don't get me wrong, Vandy's good. Vandy's a good team. They're a lot better than they was a year ago.
You've got to prepare for next year. If you're going to put a quarterback in, you got to prepare for next year. Cutter Boley's the future.
Well, then why are we continuing to go after transfer quarterbacks?
So
that's the question. At some point, you got to develop these guys.
I don't know why we even brought Gavin Wimsatt in. You want to know why I think we brought him in? I think it was a miss by Morrow, and he just wanted to have that win. That's what I think.
And I'm going to just tell you, and this is my opinion, and it ain't your opinion, but Stoops ain't worth $9 million. He ain't worth it. When you lose games like this,
I'm not on that. I'm not on that train because if you're going to try to compete, who else is doing it? You're just wrong about that, man. You're just wrong. I'm sorry, you are. You have to do that in this day and time. I mean, everybody's getting paid. Hell, some of these players are getting paid half of what Stoops is to play ball.
But you're going to pay him Kirby Smart and Nick Saban money when we're not even Alabama and Georgia. I mean,
if you want to compete, if you want to get there, you have to pay them. You're just wrong about that. You're just wrong about it. I hate to say it, but you are. I mean, get there and compete. You have to pay them in this day and age. It's just that simple. I don't care if it's Spuds McKenzie. I don't give a shit who it is. And y'all probably don't know who Spuds McKenzie is, but
I'll say this. Mark Stoops should have quit trolling Cal last night and had his team prepared instead of trolling Calipari. that's another thing that kind of boils my skin up. He talks about, is this winning? And then he comes out and lays an egg on Saturday night. Like, what are you doing? You know, you want to be a top coach. You want to do all these things. You've been here 12 years, and we have never went to that next level at all. And I'm not saying we're never going to get there. But my opinion, he's maxed out here. And, you know, I talked to a guy the other day, a radio show guy. He was somewhere in Nashville. And he said, John, somebody needs to come in and change the culture again. When you've been here for 12 years, things get stale. And sometimes a change is needed. And, you know, I'm not saying he's going to leave this year. I'm not saying that. But
well, I'm not going to sit here and tell you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, John, that might not happen. I mean, I think that there is a lull that is going on. I think that I'm column and stuff inside the program. I think it's going on. It's been going on for a year or two now. And it would not surprise me if he moves on. It just wouldn't. Not right now. Now, I don't know if he'll get the opportunity that he got last year or got close to getting last year, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, I say this because,
to be honest with you,
you look at
not because I think he doesn't love Kentucky, just because I think there's a lull in the program.
Well, and you look at last year, you know, and that's what I was kind of bringing that, you know, with last year, with Stoops and Texas A&M. He burnt some bridges with some of the fans on that ordeal. And it was already rocky coming into the season. And now that you beat Ole Miss, and Ole Miss ended up losing to LSU tonight, 3 points in overtime. But at the same time, you come in and you got a big opportunity. You got the facilities. You have the fan base behind you. You get a blackout, like I said earlier, and you wet the bed. And that's happened not just once or twice. That's happened 3 or 4 times in big games. And that should not happen. And that's on
See, I don't even consider this a big game. Like, we have had 2 games at point favorite in. That's what pisses me off about all of this. You cannot have any kind of decent program where you are losing these games at home. South Carolina, we were a 10-point favorite. Vanderbilt, we were a 12.5, 13-point favorite. I'm not saying you have to blow them out, but you sure as shit can't look like and play like you are just uninspired to even be there, undisciplined, don't care. Look like you don't have a game plan that even tries. And that is what I am so upset about. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm done at these home games. I'm as a fan, until they put a product on the field, and I will leave the show with this tonight.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Me and Dad had this same conversation.
As a fan, I'm going to tell you guys where I'm at. As a fan, I will not return back to Kroger Field. I will not give them a dime of my money, not another dime, until they put a product on the field that deserves my fandom of being there. of having a home field that we can be proud of. For me, as a fan, until they turn this shit around and put a product out on the field, for me, I'm done. Clyde, I think you were there. If you guys want to continue to support this, go right ahead. Listen, I love the Ole Miss win. I love it. I do. But I'm done with looking like this at home. I'm done.
I'm back. You know,
I mean, I'm not going to sit here, Clyde, and tell you that I thought we should have been a 12, 13, 14-point favorite.
Oh, Clyde.
I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot kinds of games at home.
Oh, goodness.
You can't.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at Clyde's comment. He said, I'm just going to go see the women. Oh, goodness gracious. That's something else, man. Oh,
nope. Mike, I disagree. The product that I see on the field at home is not there. The fire's not there. The discipline's not there. The product that I see when we get inside a Kroger Field is not there. I disagree.
And, you know, me and Dad had this same conversation after the game was over. We was talking, and I said, you know,
there's no chance. I'm just not doing it
until they get it figured out, and they want to put a product out there that's winning and shows that they want to be there. I told Dad tonight. I said, there's just. He said, John, don't even ask to go back. He said, because I'm not going. He said, this is just a lack of preparation, lack of product, and you're just wasting your time. And at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is.
And to see the crowds and it's packed, and then we go and just give, like you said, we basically wet the bed. That kind of performance.
And not even that.
Not once, not twice. 10 of the last 12 times. SEC games.
You know what the worst part about it is? And I know this ain't a big deal because it has to do a lot with NIL.
That's 3.
But Rick Pitino gave Mark Stoops $15 million in NIL to pump up the program. And then he comes out and lays this egg in front of Rick Pitino and the weekend that we had with Big Blue Madness. Now, that's sorry to me.
And everybody else was there, too. It wasn't just Rick Pitino.
Oh, I know.
There was a lot of them that was there.
Like me and Dad was talking about the crowd. The crowd tonight was impressive. And yet, we cannot do the simple things. So, but
I'm just tired of the SEC home game left. Auburn, 2 weeks from now.
Auburn will beat us as well if we don't play ball.
Clyde,
I mean,
you might be right. That's all I'm going to say right now.
I'm going to say this.
Until
John Roberts,
we put a product out that's worthy.
Listen, John Roberts, I'm not trolling you tonight. Diego Pavia didn't really play that great. But even where you don't have a quarterback, I wouldn't be shocked if they put some points up on us.
They deserve to win.
We couldn't beat them. They won't beat Florida next week.
I mean,
at this rate. Florida took Tennessee to the brink.
I know they did.
That shows you that
But
we got some issues next week.
Yeah, but
2-10 in their
the
last
road.
12
We play
games.
better on the road.
We do, unfortunately.
We play better on the road, John. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know why he can ramp them up and have them ready to play and be disciplined and have a game plan and be prepared and run a better looking offense. When is the last time at home, unless we were time at home, that we put up any points and looked like we had an offense? LSU in 2021?
No.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Because that's the last time I can remember.
You're about right. When they had Will Levis. Yeah, you're right. Well, no. Yeah.
LSU in 2021?
I guess you're right. Yeah. LSU, the Louisville game.
Yeah.
When they
that
had
sounds about right to me.
When they had Lynn Bowden. Yeah, at least they had a decent,
I'm not talking about Louisville's not in the SEC. I'm talking about on SEC games.
Yeah, well, I don't think we've really had a game. I mean, I'm trying to think. There's not really a game that we
since
ever
LSU in 2021.
Florida maybe last year with Ray Davis, but Florida was really bad last year.
Yeah, but hell, that was just Ray Davis.
Yeah, he
ran for 280 yards by the end of the third quarter. Had like 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just Ray Davis.
So I don't know, Brad. It's unacceptable, my man.
So all right, guys, I am going to wrap this up. We're going to call it a night.
Brad.
As far as I know, we will continue to do this season. Coleman is going to be on with us the rest of the season, I believe. But
hey, Coleman,
holy cow,
Coleman, I got something for you real quick. Don't go any more UK games at home. Stay in Louisiana. Stay in Louisiana, Coleman.
I don't know. Like, it sucks. I mean, honestly, the way they play, the way they come out, the uninspired, the undisciplined, the unprepared, the half-assed offense crapping, the running the courts in and out, everything all around. When they come home, they look like SHIT.
Yeah, well, you didn't
and I mean it.
This is a family program, Brad.
Absolutely.
Watch your language. Oh, goodness.
Well, I do have to watch it sometimes. All right, guys, I'm wrapping this up. Y'all have a good night. I'll end with Go Cats. But it is
I was going to tell you, Brad. For those wondering, we'll probably have another UK basketball show probably in a week or so. The Blue-White game's coming up. I want everybody to know that it's Friday night.
We will.
What a wonderful experience last night. If nobody watched that was a wonderful thing last night with the Big Blue Madness. It was great.
It was. I will say
Mike that. What happens on this show stays in this show.
At the same time. The same time, Big Blue Madness was really good last night, and I loved watching it. But they haven't played a single game yet, so let's all remember that.
Let's remember that. Yeah.
uh,
So
games and go through the season and see what happens. But it was a really, really good night.
yeah. Even the women.
So,
Coach Brooks.
so most likely Tuesday night.
Coach Brooks shined last night. You could light a room with him. The room lit up when he walked out there. He was happy to be there.
He's got some swag. He definitely has some swag.
That's a fact. Yep.
100%.
Oh, quick question.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.
Mike Dowd said, "Great to let us vent on this game." Real quick, I just want to tell you.
Yep, I appreciate it. It lets me vent too, because I do the same thing. I'm just as mad as you guys. I'm a fan as well. So, all right, guys. Y'all have a good night.